Hello, everyone. My name is Josh Blaylock, and this is the Skype for Business recap. It is Friday. This is 2 weeks in a row now. I'm recording on a Friday. I'm getting proud of myself, trying to pick things back up in the new year as they should be. A little bit of a change of scenery behind me, as you can see, recording in some parkish area in the middle of Florida somewhere. So, given that I'm using the Plantronics Voyager Focus UC headset, I think it'll do a decent job of drowning out any other noises around me. There are lawn people off in the distance and birds kind of attacking each other out in the pond on the other side of the laptop and things like that. But I think we'll be all right on the audio here. Um, yes, still no cowboy hat. I did stop into a Western wear store yesterday, trying to find a suitable substitute, but alas, none of them stood up to the presence of the original. So here we are, still with the Under Armour ball cap, and yeah, one of these days, one of these days. So I'm going to jump into content now because there was a ton of topics I wanted to touch on. A lot of really good news coming out this week. Some cool new tools. It was just a busy news week in the Skype for Business community all the way around. So let's not waste any time. Let's jump straight over into that, shall we? There's our Infinity screen. Pulling up Firefox today. Okay, this first one is not Skype for Business per se, but it has to do with Skype for Business and all other product areas within Microsoft. The MVP award program got quite the makeover. I think February 1st was the day they announced it. Um, this blog post here, and I'll share the posts in my, of course, with all the other links in the YouTube video description. But the big takeaways here is the MVP program, which formerly had a quarterly award cycle. So every January 1st, April 1st, July 1st, and October 1st, there were announcements on new MVPs or re-awarded MVPs. That is now going to be a monthly cadence. We are not doing quarterly anymore. That is monthly. Every month on the 1st, new MVPs and will be announced. Um, Starting with February 1st, this week, we had a few new ones out there. I didn't see any in the Skype for Business realm, but there were some new MVPs. So very big congratulations to you guys. Some exciting changes there. Now, you notice that I said every month new ones will be announced. I did not say reawards. Reawarding is not going to happen on a quarterly or monthly basis. It is now going to an annual basis. So for most of you wondering where you fall in the cycle, you're going to come up pretty close to the 1 year mark, and on July 1st of every year, you will all be up for renewal. There's a few of you, Anthony Carrigal, MVP, pointed out on the Skype for Business side that he was an October MVP, and he is not up for reaward until July 1st of 2018. So he's got a nice long stretch there before he has to be up for a reaward. But there's a few of you in that same boat. So congratulations to the extra bit of padding that you MVPs got in the October timeframe. Big changes, and there are also some really cool changes when it comes to learning opportunities, as they point out down here. I'm not going to dive into the specifics of all of those changes and what the different learning opportunities are. I'm going to go ahead and let you go to this page and preferably watch this video here, this YouTube video they put out on this. Actually, I think this is channel 9. This might be out on channel 9. So watch the video, learn what's new. If you are an interesting comment that was pointed out the other day, July 1st might be a day that breaks the internet now, with every MVP around the world hitting F5, trying to see if they're re-awarded. And then for those that aren't MVPs, on the flip side of that, they might like this change because now they get to view it as every month there's a potential opportunity that they could be awarded if they've already been nominated, etc. So, there's a lot of interesting takes depending on who you are and where you fall within the program or outside of the program. Some very interesting views. So check this out. Read up on that, especially those of you that are MVPs. I'm sure you're already aware of this, but big news for those that may be aspiring as well. All right, let's move on. Tenant Dial Plans. I talked about this the other day, and this is still big news. It is still in preview. You have to sign up to get your tenant approved for organizations that are under NDA. So that preview will be slowly given out to people as they pick organizations to do it. Thankfully, I've got some access. I'm on a tenant that has access there, and so I've done a little playing, and it's pretty slick and pretty neat to see in operation. I would highly encourage everyone there. A little bit of high CPU usage, okay. I'd highly encourage everyone to dig into this training. Not only are there support documents out there that show all of the different PowerShell commandlets that you can use in relation to tenant dial plans, but this training recording they put out here, a YouTube video out on the Skype for Business YouTube channel, this is a great walkthrough on what it looks like to set this up, give it some examples, talks about what it is, talks about some of the parameters of the actual feature itself. So there's a lot of really good content in that video that I would recommend you start gearing up for. Very good stuff to learn there. There are some things that are, again, it's preview, so they give the disclaimer that things that you see now, things they talk about now, things that maybe goals of this feature might not make it out to GA. So learn it with that grain of salt, all right? The next piece that's in line with tenant dial plans that I wanted to touch on here, Mr. Ken Lasko, an MVP, put a tweet out there in response to a few people saying, yes, Skype4b Optimizer. So he's talking about what is currently known as Link Optimizer. He is remaking this into Skype4b Optimizer. If you haven't seen the screenshots and the teasers he's put out there, but he is on the cusp of, I don't know about on the cusp. He's in the middle of building it and getting Skype4b Optimizer loaded and hopefully out there for us soon. Now, what he tells them is that, yes, this memory issue is becoming a problem here. Optimizer will support custom online dial plans. He's talking about the tenant dial plans. He says he needs people to test because his tenant doesn't have it yet. But he shows a little screenshot here, what we can see of the Skype Optimizer interface with the gateway type being Skype4b Online, which is beta, and he is the options we can see there for it. So not only are we going to be able to start playing with and using tenant dial plans pretty soon, which is just awesome in and of itself, we'll be able to utilize the incredible power of Skype4b Optimizer to shape those tenant dial plans. So big news, cool news. Ken, we're looking forward to seeing this thing hit mainstream here as soon as you're done. All right, let's move along to Microsoft PSTN Calling for Spain is in GA. This was big news this week. The PSTN Calling rollout is a slower one than maybe PSTN conferencing, with only a handful of countries. Ignite, they announced, I think it was Ignite, they announced it. France and Spain went into preview. France went into GA a few weeks ago, a month or so ago, and now Spain is in GA. So as Tom points out, Tom Arbuthnot, another Office Servers and Services MVP, always seems like he's the first one to these type of announcements. He points out that we now have PSTN Calling in general availability for Spain for Cloud PBX users. He gives a screenshot here of what it looks like to choose Spain as your country or region and all the different cities available. And as he highlights down here, here are all the different cities that are available within Spain, different localities to get your numbers. Here's the corresponding numbers in his screenshot. So we now have United States, Puerto Rico, France, Spain, and United Kingdom came after U.S. and Puerto Rico. So we're up to 5 by my count now. That's good news. I'm looking forward to the announcement from Microsoft about which countries are up next for preview. PSTN Calling is a slower rolling thing because of all the legalities and agreements and all the other formalities involved in different countries. Some countries will never even see it probably, but it is slowly but surely coming out, and this is exciting news. So check that out. If you work with clients in Spain, this is a big day for them. Okay, next announcement up here. We've got a little blog post here from Tom Morgan, who is another Office Servers and Services MVP. He's over at Modality Systems, like Tom Arbuthnot, and he is a developer through and through. he wanted to call out the announcement that was made with Microsoft Teams recently that at GA, Microsoft is launching a WhoBot from Microsoft Teams to serve as your new company assistant. Tom, what he does in here, he points out a very good disclaimer. The way it will most likely work, he has not seen it in action or spoken to the developers, so it's all guesswork. And then he lays out a whole paragraph of how this bot is likely going to work when you feed it a question like, where does he put it? Let's see. There it is. Who in our group knows about the Australia sales numbers? And he explains how WhoBot might go through, analyze that breakdown of words, and then, using a graph API search, kind of give you intelligent answers. So cool developments, cool things coming out of Teams. Hopefully the fact that they're talking about Teams GA announcement things, that means we'll see GA before too long here. From what I've heard, it might be more toward the end of Q1. Jumping from Tom's blog post, here is the blog that he referenced from Microsoft talking about Microsoft Teams gaining steam. They posted some very impressive numbers for a tool that is still in preview. Got a little bit of wind whipping up, so I apologize about that in the mic. But we can see some of their numbers here. It's in 145 markets currently being utilized right now, over 30,000 organizations, 19 different languages that it's being used in, and they give a really good breakdown on the current state of Microsoft Teams. So check out both those links if Teams is your deal, and especially if working with bots and Teams is your deal. These are some interesting developments and good things to pay attention to here. Okay, next up, we've got a gallery contribution from none other than Martin Boam. Martin has been active out there with the blog posts and now a handy little gallery contribution for us. This is a CSV download. What it is Skype for Business online call quality dashboard. It can be much more useful to you if you have all of your building network subnet data uploaded into Skype for Business Online. There is a specific format that you need to upload all that information in, and so after doing a lot of tinkering with that formatting, Martin finally got it working, and he is now providing that information to us via the CSV. Free download. Go check it out. Leave a rating. Let him know what you thought. To go along with it, he links to his blog post in the description down here, which I've already got pulled up. So let's go over and check that out. Martin is very thorough as usual. Here is his breakdown on this, the CSV, what is required for getting this information up into the call quality dashboard for Skype for Business Online. He's always got a good explanation, lots of screenshots to make it easy for us all to consume. So take your time reading through this, check it out, and if you are at all playing in the realm of call quality dashboard, analytics, and Skype for Business Online, and you need to get that data about your buildings and your subnets and all that stuff up into the cloud for call quality dashboard, check out Martin's post and preferably use his tool to simplify your life. So. Last thing here, training extravaganza. There were about 9, was it 9? I think so, somewhere in that range. 9 different new training materials posted this week on Tuesday from Thomas Binder over on the product team. From the Skype operations framework angle, we've got, as he says, we only publish trainings for the latest features. However, we partnered with the O365 Center of Excellence consulting service to create the following trainings to help all customers and partners leverage Skype for Business Online. Really good list of things there, very good topics. If you are feeling rusty or just not up to date on any of them, here is your opportunity to click on those free training links and check it out. No reason you can't do that. This is all part of the Skype Academy and getting geared up for Skype Operations Framework, which is a very big tool in the arsenal that us consultants carry around. So good stuff. Thanks for sticking with me, guys. Sorry for the fast talking. I was trying to kind of whip through this as fast as I could because I had a lot of topics to cover in a short period of time. Got a lawnmower getting a little bit close over here, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut this this video short. Well, not short. Cut it off so we don't have any more crazy background noise. Thank you all for tuning in today. I appreciate you watching. If this was helpful to you at all, please reshare, retweet on social media. Let me know your thoughts, and we will hopefully see you guys back here next Friday. Thanks for watching, and adios.